Alright, studs are in, hand torque down. I just went up with the head gasket on. This is one of the, actually it's a Suzuki multi-layer steel gasket. So we'll see how that sucker torques down. Alright, back out at the shop. I got the cylinder head back yesterday. I've just got it sitting loosely on the studs right now. I put the turbo manifold on with just a couple bolts just to kind of size it all up. Ran into a little bit of a dilemma. It seems that I was a little overzealous in my selection of turbo. I originally was going to use this one. This is a Super 60. Has a nice 71mm compressor. I figured this would be pretty good for this engine based on the compressor map. So they have a lot of lag, but I really wasn't worried about that the way the transmission's geared, and I didn't exactly want to hit boost every time I touched the throttle, because that's what I'm running into with the T15 on the Geo, and it really kills the fuel economy. I'm not building this to just guzzle gas, and I want it to have punch when I want it to, and I want it to be kind of civil when it's off boost. What I might wind up using is this. This is a Garrett T25. This is off of a, what do you think? I think it's a one of the Saab 2.3 engines. It's oil and water cooled. As you can see, it is considerably smaller than the T3. This one's internally gated. This one will be internally gated. I have the adapter for it as well, swing arm. 2.5 inch outlet, 2 1/4 outlet, so I'd have to adapt it because the exhaust system is 2.5. So anyway, what I'm about to do now is lift the head off of the studs. The MLS gasket's already in place, the surfaces are clean, and I'll go ahead and get this all torqued down with ARP. So there's the external wastegate port that I'm not going to use. I'll have to make a block off plate for it. Alright, block studded. This is what I'm using for a head gasket. This is a multi-layer steel head gasket. It is 4 layers total. There's the 2 black layers and then the stainless in the middle. This goes on dry. I've had both surfaces machined. So it's kind of simple. It just drops down over the studs. A couple of the layers get stuck. Get that down without it bending. There we go. It just drops in. And all I do is just take the head, drop it on, it's good to go. Alright, next process is, excuse the workbench, putting the washers down into the block over the studs, and this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So instead of just trying to drop it in and possibly getting it or dropping it down into one of the galleys, I am going to use a pair of needle nose pliers, which means I will sign off. Alright, tonight's project, got the head torqued down, got the cams put in. Thought about getting a set of high lift cams from Mike at 3Tech, but due to financial constraints at this time, I'm just not going to be able to, because I need to save some money for the body work, because the car's got some pretty jacked up spots on it, needs fixing. Went ahead and just put the turbo manifold back on. Sit here debating. This is my brother Dale, by the way.
Hi.
Still debating on switching over to use the T25 deal. You mind putting that up there for a second? Using that one, which it's a lot smaller, it's a little more reasonable for the engine, or continuing on with the idea of using the Super 60. I think I'm gonna use the Super 60 anyway. So, oh well. Went in and threw the intake manifold on there just for S's and G's, and put all the hardware back on it. And it needs to go back in the oven for last bit of ceramic